You know what? I think it's time to make a much calmer video. I mean, the previous videos I've talked about this guy, I've talked about that guy, I've shit on this guy, and I got a lot of backlash from it. Let's just talk about me this video, you feel me? I'll explain to you every single reason why my favorite players are my favorite players. I only have 4 in the league right now. I can't lie. My favorite players list is small, but I like them a lot. So let's get straight into it, man. My 4 favorite players in the league. Okay, I'll tell you them first and then describe why I like them. Number 1 is Nikola Jokic. Number 2 is LeBron James. Number 3 is Trae Young. And number 4 is Jaylen Brown. Let's start with Nikola Jokic, okay? I think it's pretty understanding that the best player on your favorite team would be your favorite player, but he actually lines up a lot of what my other favorite players are. Main reason why I like Nikola Jokic, obviously he's a 2-time MVP and the best player on my favorite team. But also, because of how I like him and why I like him, is the reason why I like LeBron James and Trae Young. I love dynamic playmakers that can carry their team on more levels than just scoring. And Trae Young and LeBron James do that to a T. Trae Young, not so much recently, but what really moved me was his playoffs when he beat the 76ers in the second round, when he went on to play the Bucks in the conference finals, when he smacked the Knicks around in the first round. That playoff run was so big for me, man. I love watching Trae Young that playoff run. It actually made me like him a lot when it comes to his game. The next player that I like a lot, obviously, is LeBron James. Now, if you guys also know, I'm from Florida. I was in Florida from when I was 2 years old to 8 years old. So you know I like the Miami Heat. But that's not really why I like LeBron James. When LeBron James was on the Miami Heat, sure, of course I like LeBron James. There's no doubt about that. When he helps you to 2 championship wins, that's going to make you like the guy. But ever since he left Miami, I was pissed. I kind of hated the guy for a good year and a half. You know, the whole time I was like, why the hell would he leave us? You know, in my dumb, ignorant, young kid mind, I thought Dwayne Wade was still a superstar. I thought Chris Bosh was still a superstar. I thought Ray Allen was a star and he was a really good player. I thought that by LeBron leaving us, it would just turn us from a contender into a less of a contender, but we can still beat this team. I was extremely biased. Do not get me wrong. I was fucking biased as hell. But that's the reason why I didn't like LeBron James. The reason why I like him now is, I'm not going to lie to you, man. A lot of people trying to act like they don't hate other players. Ooh, I hate other teams. I hate other teams for sure. The main reason why I started liking LeBron again, first of all, was his dominance. I love watching dominant players and the certain way in which they play. Giannis is dominant, but I'm not too big of a fan of his game, so I can't say like that. But when it comes to like LeBron James, man, when he beat the Warriors in 2016, him and Kyrie beat the Warriors in 2016, I was a big hater of the Warriors. There's no doubt about it. I hated the Warriors. They beat my team up, the Nuggets, in the regular season. They beat their ass up in the regular season. They go on to the playoffs, say fuck everybody else up. I just wanted to see them lose. So yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. That was the reason why I low-key like LeBron James right now. Anyway, I think LeBron James is the greatest of all time. And yeah, obviously he's very entertaining. I think that could be said about all of my favorite players. The reason why I like them is because they're entertaining. But yeah, LeBron's dominance in 2016, 2017, and 2018 were all big reasons of why I like him. Alright, so before I talk about Trae Young, let's talk about Jaylen Brown. I mean, I mentioned him at the start of the video, but you're probably like, how does he fit into all of this? Jaylen Brown is not a great playmaker, not at all. He is not an extremely dominant player. He doesn't do anything that is literally in all of the descriptions that I put before. Not the best player on his team. There's a lot of things that he is that my favorite players are not. The reason why I like Jaylen Brown, I'll keep it a buck with you, is his mid-range game. I love watching Jaylen Brown cross over and hit a little midi. I think it looks saucy, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the small bits about it, I just think it looks wavy as fuck. And the reason why I like him and somebody not like Kevin Durant, who can do it probably on a much better level, not probably, he can do it on a much better level, is because Kevin Durant is a threat to us. Jaylen Brown, if he's on the team by himself, he's not a threat to us. So Kevin Durant's a threat, and Jaylen Brown is not. Anyway, yeah, I love the mid-range game, man. I grew up watching Dwayne Wade. That was my favorite player of all time. He still is my favorite player of all time. Obviously, Nikola Jokic, a great mid-range shooter. LeBron James has a little post-fade game in the mid-range. I love watching his games where he took a lot of mid-range shots. You know, that one, I think it was like game 2 against the Raptors in Toronto where he just went off. You know, that was 2018. Making a bunch of fades. But yeah, anyway, the reason why I like Jaylen Brown is literally just because he's saucy with it, bro. I feel like when he scores, it looks dominant. I don't know why. He's not dominant at all. Do not get me wrong. But yeah, I just like his scoring. All right, and my third favorite player, Trae Young. Fourth favorite was Jaylen Brown, who I just talked about, by the way. We're doing this kind of backwards. Trae Young, yeah, that whole playoff run, 2021, was one of my favorite playoff runs that I ever watched. Another main reason why I like Trae Young is because he can literally dominate games by just playmaking. Maybe not so much these days, man. He's been struggling this year. There's no doubt about that. His efficiency's been in the fucking mud, which is hard to see. But yeah, he had a playmaking masterclass against the Sixers in Game 7, even though he shot like shit. People were on his ass because he shot like shit. If you watch that game, Trae Young was dicing up the 76ers defense. He was absolutely killing them. Nobody's going to talk about Joel Embiid's playoff drop on defense against the Hawks, but I will. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Trae Young had an amazing game that game. The reason why I like Trae Young is because of his playmaking. I value playmaking a lot. I value playmaking until it makes your team get in my way. There's an exception with LeBron James, but this is why I don't like Luka Doncic. That's why I don't fuck with Stephen Curry. All them teams can beat the fuck out of the Nuggets. Okay, I'm not fucking with them. Yeah, that's pretty much a simple explanation. The Hawks are really good, but if we find them in the finals, the Nuggets find them in the finals, we're beating the fuck out the Hawks. Do not get me wrong. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and peace out.
Hey, come on, I got a bag on me. You try to take it, leave you stinking like your last homie. Shit kinda cakey, little baby, put that ass on me. But I ain't that horny, do you got some cash for me? Why every time you ask him that, bitches act funny. And you keep trying to hold the strap, you won't slap for me. You too happy, I can tell you never had money. Every time you get on live, gotta flash money.